Good day. I hope you're all having a really, really good start to your week. With the last few days, we've learned so many new things that are going to help reset our vagus nerve, help us keep us a little bit calmer. I am a big fan of a neuro ophthalmologist out of Stanford University, and I am big on his podcast. So recently, he had something on here to talk about light therapy. And he brought on this guy I had never heard of before, Rick Rubin, who is one of the most successful people in um, in the music industry. He has been a music producer for some of the top names, but that's not why I was interested in him. I was interested in him because when I saw him, he was wearing these red glasses and talking on the Andrew Huberman show, my favorite podcast in the world. So, what were they talking about? Well, they were talking about color therapy. And Andrew asked him, "Why do you wear red sunglasses?" And he says, "Helps me with my creativity." He says, "I find that I'm a far more creative person when I'm wearing red lenses." It's kind of interesting. And then he went on to talking about how he flipped his world around because as a music producer, he used to be up all night long. But then he changed it and became a morning person, and his life changed. You may not understand this. Chromotherapy, light therapy, begins at the crack of dawn. Our bodies are meant to be able to absorb certain things that are showing up in the skies, in the light, that help us deep within our bodies heal our organs and our health. Did you know that we have cones and rods in our eyes, and that the rods actually help us bring more light in? And rods are the things that tend to diminish as we age. So we're always, needing more light in the background or needing reading glasses. But then we'll have the cones, and the cones are able to absorb and transform into energy colors. Yes. Isn't that crazy? They can transform and absorb red and make long wavelengths, blue, which are short wavelengths, and green, which are medium light wavelengths. You might be hearing a lot of things about people talking about blue light and should I be using red light therapy? That's not quite what we're talking about here. That's going to be in a bigger discussion later on when we do a much more in-depth program on getting you going with your health. Right now, we're just talking about a little bit of information to help you learn that color and looking through a different lens can affect every organ in your body. It can affect every emotion in your health, in your life, and it can affect and heal just about every mood. Wow. Amazing. Hey? I'm just going to share my screen here for a second, show you something else that we're doing today, and it's called the inner voice. So the inner voice actually is really, really mixed up with sound and color therapy. And there's reasons why. Again, colors transform into various wavelengths that send different messages into our brain to activate different biochemical reactions. The same goes to say with sound, with the musical notes. We have 12 different notes in our inner voice category. And of those 12 notes, they're all correlated with different colors. These tones or notes, the human ear tends to hear them and then they analyze them and make a biochemical reaction once again. The inner voice helps harmonize our everyday life by improving concentration, creativity, mindfulness, emotional intelligence, stress management, and interpersonal relationships. So when I seen Rick Rubin in December on the Andrew Huberman podcast, I ran out and I bought his book on A Way of Being. And one of the things I noticed right off the bat there was when I could focus in on a color that my inner voice told me was important for me, and I could focus in on that color, things just completely started to open up in my life. So I ran a scan today and I got my 4 notes that correspond with me and my 4 colors that correspond with me. You each are going to get your own, so don't pay too much into this. But when I noticed that I started putting on my glasses, I could get a snap in my brain that brought creativity out like you couldn't have possibly imagined. So now I'm looking at healing from the stressors and my emotions that are going on. And the things that I need a little bit more of show up in my inner voice reports. And again, you will get your own individual inner voice report from the person who brought you into our great group here. I am looking at the color. So the first 3 are the ones that I wear on my sleeve. Everybody knows this. They know that I've got trauma going on. I've got some conflict going on. But I also need to know that maybe I am lacking something and I get an idea of imbalances and how I can change those. Potential causes, I don't follow too much into that because those will be something we go into deeper later on. But the emotions is what I'm looking at here today. And so, it's really funny. This is really funny because this is my emotions for today. And it says to me, wear the supportive color gold. Well, my father lives with me and some emotions that he is bringing in are showing up in me. And so I do feel unsupported and unloved at times. And I have to remind myself to ground myself all the time. But what if I can't get out there and do that? Wear gold, and it will support love, compassion, courage, wisdom, and illumination. Repetitive versus creative thinking has its own color, which is blue turquoise, and it balances the emotional balance and serenity so that you just feel calm. It's really great for depression and that hardness you feel when you don't want to give someone your love that you know you should. Some of us parents know that. But it also tells me my B vitamins are out, and Bs also affect my emotions. And I'm going to talk about that in a bit as well. Going through here, unacknowledged versus self-acknowledgement, wearing green, which brings inner peace, balance, harmony, social interaction, self-acceptance. Telling me a few things that I can do to help my body absorb it better. But this is the one that is strong for me today, and I have to look at it. So I did put on my red glasses to give me a little bit more power, a little bit more passion to help my metabolism, to help me with my grief, to bring me a little bit more joy. I'm definitely, since I've seen my B vitamins show up 3 times in my inner voice report, I'm going to be looking at adding more B vitamins. And again, your report is yours, and reach out to the person who brought you here and they can help you to read it. So this is a little bit about the inner voice. One more thing I want you to know, that when you receive your report, you're also going to receive some beautiful little tones. Now, again, remember, these are mine. They are based on what my body is needing and what my body needs to heal through color and music therapy. So, blue turquoise, purity, relaxation, confidence. Red gives you some excitement, feels safe, warmth, enthusiasm, creativity. Yellow, cheerfulness, mental clarity, creativity. Purple, serenity, stillness, internal peace. Gold and orange, joy, success, prosperity. Remember, our emotions depend on the nourishment of many colors. We can receive them through sunrises, sunsets, the inner voice, and of course, the rainbow. Thank you for listening and enjoy your serenity of your inner voice today.